What's up, everybody? This is Love for the Streets, and you're watching The Ride Along.
Ride with us, slide with us, come vibe with us. Stay cruising with real hitters and dime pieces. Ain't nobody else comparing to the things we on. You got love for the streets, why don't you ride along? Ride with us, slide with us, come vibe with us. Stay cruising with real hitters and dime pieces. Ain't nobody else comparing to the things we on. You got love for the streets, why don't you ride along?
All right, guys, so today we're out here in Compton, California. Very special episode. It's the last episode of the season. So today we chose to have this beautiful car, and I'm gonna let the owner introduce himself.
What up, what up? JB here from Rancho Humilde. Aquí les voy a presentar el 59 on Nacho's birthday special. The homies from Love from the Streets, the homie Nacho, the homie Rick. You know, they always support in Rancho Humilde, so we gotta support them too, you know.
That's right.
Much love to them. Y ahorita les voy a presentar el 59 que le pusimos de nombre el S.M.O. I'll let you guys know why in a little bit.
All right, my boy, so what do you say? We take a little ride or what?
Let's roll, the streets are waiting.
That's right. That's right.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna do this all day. We're gonna have to do the special in the driveway.
We're gonna put like a green screen because está moviendo. And they were on the road and shit.
Put that shit on. Everything we're saying right here.
That's the behind the scenes.
A mí me vale verga.
That's gonna be the behind the scenes. ¿Cómo se llama?
The bloopers.
The bloopers, yeah. So what's up, JB? Let me start off by saying that.
No, wait. Let me start off by saying happy birthday, brother.
Thank you.
Feliz cumpleaños, man. You know this. I'm fucking. You know, I'm really happy you can make it out on your birthday to go come do this. You know what I mean?
I couldn't miss this. You know, if it was my birthday, my son's birthday, I probably would have been here anyways. You know what I mean?
That's right, man. Good looking out, man. Appreciate that.
Let me ask you. So, I mean, a lot of people know this car, dog. They've seen it a lot on social media. You know, and you know, you're the owner of the car. What's the little history on this car, dog, that you know about?
Well, check this out. I'm gonna start off saying how we came around this car first, before I say like who built it and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
This car, the previous owner let us borrow it.
Oh, okay.
For a concert we had at the Microsoft here in LA. We were actually able to put it on stage for a concert we have that's called the S.M.O. And actually, that's the name of the car. That's why
you nicknamed it
that's
S.M.O.
why we said, you know what, we're gonna call this car the S.M.O. Because a lot of people ended up recognizing this car because of the S.M.O.
Yeah, I know I did. I was like, what the hell? I know that car.
Yeah. So, you know, just because it was on stage, you know.
Yeah, right.
So, when he let us borrow the car, you know, we seen it that day in person. I had seen it in pictures already. Jimmy was like, hey, look, check this out. This is the car that's gonna be on stage. Right. I'm like, all right, you know, and it looks badass, you know. You know, I want to see it with it, but when you see it in person, you know, it just catches your attention, machine. So he took it to us, whatever, we're able to put it on stage, and you know, once it was on stage, I mean, it looked, you know, badass with the whole setup we had and everything. So you know, he took it back. We offered buying it that day. We're like, hey, you mind selling us? He's like, you know, it's not for sale, whatever. And then Jimmy ended up going to a show, I think it was in Long Beach, I believe, and on Paramount.
Oh yeah, it was Paramount. New Year's Day, yeah.
That's right. And he ran into the guy, and he told him again, what's up, man? We really want to buy it, you know. People have been asking for it, people, all this stuff, whatever. And Jimmy ended up locking up the deal, you know, and I ended up keeping the car. You know,
and now you enjoy it yourself, right? You take it places.
You know what's crazy? I bought a 64 from the homie Lizard. Saludos a mi compa Lizard. I bought a 64 ragtop from him, and the car está clean y todo, no porque sea mío, ¿verdad? Pero the car is really clean and everything. But if you roll this one and that one, dude, all eyes on this one.
Yeah.
You know?
I like both of them cars. Yeah, you know, I really like the 64, but I don't know, something about this like, it looks like killer, dog. Like, you see this shit coming up, and you're like, damn, dog, that, like the patterns, the rims, just the way it stands, you know, like the lockup, you know. So let me ask you this for people that don't know, who are you, and you know, what do you do?
I'm one of the owners of Rancho Humilde.
All right.
You know, it's 3 of us. A lot of people know Jimmy Humilde. He's my business partner. Me and Jimmy started thank you. Appreciate it. Me and Jimmy started this company doing backyard parties here in Compton, and that's the reason why I ended up buying that house where we started the whole segment. I bought a house there because I wanted to have it like a trophy, because of where we started, you know. So I ended up buying that house. I fixed it up, and I keep my cars there and all that stuff. But those are farmhouses. I keep my horses there. I keep all my little toys there, you know.
For people that don't know, Compton is not just, you know,
not just the hood or whatever. No, yeah.
It has, there's people that have ranches, that have horses and livestock and, you know, animals and stuff, right?
You know what's crazy? When we started the parties there, we started backyard parties. We would tell people like, hey, it's a party. There's gonna be horses. There's gonna be a mechanical bull. There's gonna be a live banda. Everything. You can bring your own beer. You can bring your own cooler if you want. You know, all that stuff. And people would be like, horses in Compton? Like, yeah, there's horses in Compton. And they would trip out, you know. And you know, I guess that's what would catch their attention to actually come by. You know, they'll come by and they'll get hooked. Like, dude, I can actually ride a horse. And I'll have some of my friends, you know, like they'll let somebody borrow a horse, or you know, they'll get a girl to hop on with them.
About it, like us, we might have grown up around it, but there's a lot of people out there that never even experienced that.
They never even touched a horse.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes I ride it around these streets. I ride my horse around here,
and you get the reaction.
And the kids come out like, "Can I touch it?" You know, like, "Yeah, hell yeah, come on," you know.
That's dope.
Yeah, and if I knew them, I'd probably let them ride the horse. You know, I just don't want to get them involved.
Right. So speaking of that, that's one of your hobbies, right? For people that don't know you.
That's another one of my hobbies. Yeah, roosters, horses, all that stuff. It's my hobby. You know, I love animals.
You own horses also.
Yeah.
All right.
We have some horses there. You know, we have some roosters. We like to hear them sing all day in the morning. My wife hates it, but you know.
Yeah. And for people that know, like especially us, like that, it's kind of like the same type of passion. Like, you have a car, you treat the car, you know, the same. Like, if you love the car, the same like you would love the horse. You know,
that's right.
You go, you take a cruise, you know, on the horse. And for people that, you know, that know that lifestyle, you know, like us, the way we grew up, you know.
So I was telling you about Jimmy. Me and Jimmy started the company. We started as promoters. We ended up knowing a lot of artists, all that stuff, and then we ended up becoming a record label. Around maybe the second or third event that we had, I ended up introducing Rocky, which is our third partner, to Jimmy, and Rocky was really computer smart and all that stuff. He became our partner. You know, and the rest is history. You know, we're still partners, thank God. You know,
you guys continue to have a friendship aside from the business.
We're family more than anything. We're family. We became a family more than anything. And you know, not just us, the people that work with us. I hate calling them employees. You know, you'll never hear me calling them that. They're family, bro. Everybody, they prove to us they're down with us. You know, they have our back 100%.
They believe in your vision, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
Yeah,
so let me ask you, Doug, what about lowriding that? Like, where do you trace your roots with the car scene? Because I don't even like to say lowriding, because I think that it's just, if you're into cars, it could be a lowrider, it could be a muscle car, it could be anything, right? You're able to appreciate that. Like, it could be primered, it could be, if you really like that car, like regardless of what type of car it is, you know, you're into it.
Classics, all that stuff. So okay, so when I was growing up, my dad, I mean, I grew up in Watts. You know, I seen a lot of lowriders passing by. My dad would hang out with some guys, you know, they were from his hometown, and he here when they were younger, so they became, you could say gangsters and stuff like that, you know, whatever. And my dad knew them, and we'll visit them, and they had lowriders. And that's when I started loving them. One day, you know, they did a deal, and my dad ended up buying one from him.
Oh, okay.
So my dad had a lowrider. He had a Monte Carlo, actually.
Oh, wow.
And, you know, I don't remember too much from it. I remember the seats would turn, you know, the little bucket seats that would turn around. And so, you know, I remember one time hitting the switch, you know, I was happy. So, you know, my love for lowriders started there. But then when I started going to middle school, I had a homie named Rene, which I still talk to him. Saludos a mi homie Rene from Watts, Rene Gutierrez. He showed me how to build some lowrider little model cars with a hanger. You put it on the wheel with some little shocks from the pan and all that stuff, with a little mortar. And here I'm gonna make a left on this street over here. And you'll make the car hop and all that stuff, you know. And he showed me how to paint them, do them any color you want. We'll put stickers on it. I had a little dually with una virgencita on the hood and the suede top, you know, all that stuff. So I mean, my love for lowriders started there, like, you know, from my,
because you started more like understanding like what type of car it was, rims, color, and all that.
I mean, I seen them with my dad's friends and all that stuff, but when you actually start building them and then choosing your own color and then doing all that stuff, it's with the love,
passion starts.
The passion for it. So and then, you know, I started buying lowrider magazines, you know, all that stuff. Hey, appreciate it. That's right. Hell yeah. 59. Yeah. That's right. Thank you. Likewise. Thanks. Man, nah, I got my card. All I do is play. We don't smoke, man. Stay up. Yeah, man. So, you know, I started buying magazines.
Oh, all right.
Magazines. I started, you know what? Actually, I built a lowrider bike when I was younger.
Yeah, I was about to ask you that.
My brother-in-law gave me the frame, and I was working at Numero Uno Market. I was like 13 years old. I started working when I was younger, man.
Nah, that's crazy.
So I built a bike one time, a lowrider bike. My brother-in-law gave me a frame, and I was working at Numero Uno Market when I was a youngster, you know. And with the little checks that I would get and stuff like that, I'll end up buying like a fork. I'll buy the forks. I'll buy the handlebars. I'll buy the seat here and there. You know what I mean? So it took me a whole summer to build it. Like, I ended up painting the bike.
That's crazy, my boy. I have the similar story. Because
see, all this connects us, bro. You know what I mean?
Because it's crazy. Like, we probably would have never met, you know, ever, but we still have the same.
We have the same.
Yeah, dude. Like, I was like, you know, we have my uncles. You know, my uncles used to take us cruising and whatnot. But I still have my model cars, dog. And I had a bike that I worked all summer just to save up money.
Yeah.
I got in a Cundina and everything just to get the bondo. And hey, dog, and I couldn't wait. The bike wasn't even painted, and I just had it primered, you know, ready for paint. And I couldn't afford paint, you know. So I just put all the parts on it. Y así andaba, you know, like with my bike all primered, you know. But I thought I was like in a Beamer, dog. I was rolling, you know.
Hey, man, if you have those bikes nowadays, man, it's a big deal. You know?
That's why I think that that's the beauty of this type of sport, you know, that it's a really like, you could always trace it back. Like, you don't just jump into it. Like, it's something that's been building, you know, poquito a poquito, like, you know, since you're a kid.
You know what's crazy? I mean, this is something that I think about, like, classic cars more than anything. You don't know where they've been. You don't know who's been in them. You know what I mean? The history on where it's been, whose driveway it's been. For all we know, this car, the sale or anything. I mean, maybe the seats are new, all that. Sorry, but for all we know, maybe the shell belonged to or the car originally belonged to Elvis and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Or, you know,
or he rode in it, you know.
Or he took a picture with it, or you know, things like that. You don't know.
I always think stuff like that, dog. I always think like this, like how we enjoy them now, because we know the difference between a new car and an old car, you know, like we're able to appreciate like that, no AC, you know, no power, you know, brakes, no power steering, whatever, right? And how did they like feel driving, imagine, you know, cross country, you know, from state to state on them old ass roads, you know what I mean? And just rolling in the, you know, with the top back, or you know what I mean? Like just imagine how they live their life, you know, in this type of car, you know, like sleeping in the back seat, you know what I mean, for hours, you know, like till you get to your destination, you know.
No GPS.
No GPS, exactly, dude.
You know what I mean? You can't. I mean, if you had 8-track, you had cassettes, stuff like that. I mean, it was different.
And or 8-tracks with like the same song playing over and over. Like now we complain because like, damn, you know, I already listened to all these songs. Like, just imagine them with like 8 tracks.
It was just way much different, you know. And I mean, and you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. I mean, this is one of the things that I actually love about this car. That I think these cars were way ahead of their time.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the way they were shaped, like for example, on this 59, the wings.
Yeah.
Like, dude, just manufacturing those wings nowadays
and
is a
like
deal.
like the designer to think like, you know what, I'm just gonna go crazy on this car. I'm just gonna put wings on it. Like, who thought of that, you know?
Dude,
and for it to have been so successful, like a type of car, a body style. Because come on, in 59, how many cars did they make in 59 that had whatever style they had? But for us to be able to grab this car and see like rims, paint, you know, accessories, and make it into what it is now, what you're seeing now, you know?
And you know, another thing I wanted to bring up too, now that we're talking about all this, about, you know, where the love came from and all that. I'm not a professional switch hitter. You know what I mean?
Of course not,
I'm getting into it. I'm learning myself, whatever. Jimmy knew, you know, from, I guess, I mean, you know, he had a different past, you know what I mean? Somebody showed him how to do it when he was a youngster, all that stuff, you know. So he knew, you know. I had love for the lowriders. I built them, with, you know, as a model car, all that stuff. But there's something that I've always said, and I don't know how many people can you know, relate to this. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. But there's a difference between loving lowriders and being a lowrider. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I've always had the passion for this. You know, so I've always loved lowriders. But
even when you didn't have
once
a car.
you get in it, like once you get in it and actually hitting it and you know,
break down
and then what it takes to make it hot. I mean, you know, from breaking down to, you know, overlocking, to just taking off the rims. You know what I mean? Like
all of that
knockoff.
It's a science to it.
There's so much to learn. You know, and trust me, I mean, I love learning and all that stuff. It's just a whole nother world. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I mean,
and you're passionate about it. That's the main thing. It's like I feel like this, like on a personal level. You know, people might think like, oh, it just looks cool. You know, it's something to do. But I think that in reality, it's like you don't know that man's history, or, you know, for instance, like, let me ask you this, like, is it something like a dream that you've accomplished, like to have a car like this?
And that's what I was getting to right now, you know, because when I see somebody else like and they don't know how to hit a switch, I'm not gonna go and say, you know, you don't know how or anything, like, or you're just starting. Oh, for sure, you know what I mean? I'll pass down any information I have, you know what I mean? Like, hey, here, you know, you could probably dump it like this, you could probably, you know, lift it like this, whatever. So, you know, then there's people that actually know a whole lot, you know what I mean? And then they don't have the money to build one, you know, or they don't have the money to buy one, or they probably had one at one point and they had to sell it for whatever reason, you know, things like that, you know. Then it comes down to like, all right, and he knows all about the car, you know what I mean? It comes down to things like that. And then, you know, there's things I've seen, you know, I'm gonna touch this a little bit, you know, there's things I've seen on the internet, you know, stuff like that. And I think we're kind of talking about things like this from before, where, you know, some people will clown on people because they have a car, you know, that doesn't have a nice paint job, or it's probably rusty, or, you know, it probably wasn't even an original convertible, but they look nice, you know, whatever. You know, to us, it's like when we see somebody low riding, they're low riding.
That's it.
Low riding. I don't care what they're on. You know what I mean? Whether they're on a bucket, whether they decided to make their Honda low rider.
Put rims on the Honda. You know what I mean?
Bro, do what you got to do. You know what I mean? You're out here. You're low riding.
I remember back in the day. Sorry to cut you off, but I remember back in the days, I used to have a little Ford, you know, whatever, Taurus, you know? And I had a system in it, you know?
That's right.
And I thought I would shine that up, It had regular paint, rims. It was a stock, wheels with the hubcaps.
Yeah.
But I used to go cruising in it, with my system, and I thought I was rolling, I was like, man, I felt like if, what I mean, like I was on top of the world, dog.
My boy, there's whatever it is that you gets to you, whether it's just a box with a speaker in it, you know what I mean, with a wheel. Yep. If that's what you like, that's what you like. If that's what you got, that's what you got.
Yeah, exactly.
Roll on it, you know what I mean? Yeah. Roll on it, come out, support, do what you got. I mean, it's a passion, it's a lifestyle, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not a competition, is what I'm saying, you know what I mean? Now, if you want to go and compete and put it in the car show and stuff like that, then you probably got to think about it.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? It's like, all right, wait a minute.
That's a different level, I guess.
Yeah,
right?
you're not there yet, you know what I mean? But
let me ask you about the wheels, dog. What type of wheels do you have, and I'm gonna ask you something about the tires, because that's like a big controversy. Yeah. But let me ask you about the wheels. The rims.
Okay. These are Zenith cheese balls.
Yeah.
The reason why we decided to go with some cheese balls, all gold. Jimmy ended up putting some on his 61 Impala.
Okay.
Blue. It was blue. It had nothing to do with gold or nothing like that.
Yeah.
It just stood out. So when we got these rims, we actually kind of thought about putting them on a different car, but we put them next to this car, and we're like, wait a minute, you know what I mean? Like, it stands out even more, you know what I mean?
And you know what? I know I've heard Jimmy say it, but I've heard a lot of guys say it actually. That especially if you're from the old school, you grew up with the wanting to have a car and wanting to build a car, the passion for it, I guess. That having gold rims back in the day was like, you did it, dog. You made it.
Yeah.
No matter the paint job, the interior, you had gold wheels on it.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, you made it already.
You got it. And where I grew up in Watts and all that stuff, it wasn't many people you would see on gold rims, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like you said, once you had it, you made it, and dude, I mean, trust me, Hunter spokes, we used to be like, damn, that's some Hunter spokes.
Yeah,
gold on, oh man, some gold D's. And man, we'll make a big hype about it when we seen them, just looking at them.
It's like the scene where they go pick up the car and what is it, Menace to Society.
Okay, yeah.
And he goes, oh, look at the wheels, like that's us looking at the wheels, like, oh man, like this guy has gold rims. Oh, it's like you made it. Like this was really balling,
You know, me and my friends used to sit outside of our house on 111th and Compton Avenue. That's where I grew up. That's where my house is. Yeah. We used to sit outside and we'll pull out a chair and all that stuff, and we'll clown on each other, or we'll choose cars. Like, hey, that's your car. We'll see a bucket and be like, that's your car. And then we'll see a nice car and that's my car. You know what I mean? And all that stuff. So I mean, that's where the love for cars just came.
And appreciation of that,
like you know what I mean? Like you said, do you have any other hobbies and stuff like that? I off-road. I have off-road vehicles. I have a Ford Raptor that I off-road on. I have a Can-Am that I off-road. I actually have a shop. It's called Cali Off-Road. It's here in Paramount.
All right.
It's an off-road shop. We love sports cars. I mean, we have a Ferrari. I let Ovi borrow the Ferrari. He has it in Miami now. I sent it to him there. Okay. We love luxury cars too. I mean, where we take our wives out and stuff like that. We like to do it. Things like that. So I mean, like Jimmy has his Rolls Royces. Rocky has his G-Wagon. I ended up buying myself a Maybach, for whenever I take my wife out. And all this stuff comes from us as a kid having a passion for cars, It's not like, oh, you just flossing or this. No, it's like
it's trendy. It's something that's,
But trust me, if I sit down and talk to people about the story on how we started, what we went through and all that stuff,
it's unbelievable.
I mean, they'd be like, no, you deserve that shit, you know what I mean?
I honestly, and between us, like on the side note, like, I look at you guys and I admire you guys, what you guys have done, because
thank you, man. Likewise, man.
You guys are like us, like we came from the ground, we came from nothing, and wanting things and putting your heart and your soul into something, and you believe in it that much, where it's finally paying off.
And I was gonna say that was one of my next things too. That's our main passion, bro. Music is our main passion. I think I can speak for my partners and myself. I mean, just by the way we move, by the way we do everything we do, everything has to do with the music we listen to. Even lowriding, like what music you listen to, what all that stuff. You know what? We're gonna pass by the Compton courthouse. Right? We're in Compton. We're going to the Compton courthouse. yeah, man, you know, everything comes down to the music too, you know what I mean? Like, I mean,
it goes hand
in hand, you know? Like, if I'm on top of a horse, I can't listen to some oldies, you know what I mean? I gotta listen to some rancheras.
Yeah, you jump in this one, you hit some
oldies,
gangsters, some gangster
rap,
West
you know
Coast,
what I mean? Stuff like that. So yeah, some West Coast stuff. So, you know, and then, you know, I hop in the Can-Am, you know, I gotta listen to some crazy stuff, because I gotta do some crazy things in it.
And music is I think it's a very important part of like the culture, because it sets the mood.
Yeah.
It sets the mood because you know, a lot of people you know, they're able to like change their mood from whatever they're listening to, you know. All right, JP, let me ask you another question. Is there any other car that you say, I'm gonna get a car like that, like in the lowrider scene, or even if, like, you know, whatever it is, you know?
Yeah. I'll say it right on here because I'm actually looking for one. I want a 1957, and there's a reason why I want that car. Not only because it's one of my favorite bodies, and you know, there's the classics and all that stuff, and lowriders and all that, but the reason why is because my mom was born in 1957.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So, you know, I want to get a car and name it Rebecca. That's my mom's name.
Okay.
You know, so I'm actually looking for 1957. So if anybody knows about 1957, hit your boy up.
Probably by the time this airs, you already have it. I'm sure.
I'll probably have it.
Yeah.
You know, if not, you know, let me know. I'm looking for 1957, all original. You know, I just want something really clean, something to roll my wife. You know what I mean? Or pick up my mom, and
convertible.
Something to cruise on. You know, just something to just take the coast and and you know, cruise.
Definitely.
Yeah, convertible for sure.
I see you in one of those for sure. So that's one other goal of yours that you have.
And I actually like the body on a 1958 too.
Oh,
I'm telling you, man, these cars are ahead of their time, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, I've always said that, you know, the bodies on these things is otro pedo, you know.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
All right, my boy. So the question that I always ask people is this: what's your take on bought not built and built not bought? You know,
that's interesting.
I know it's a little controversy.
Yeah, that's
some people feel one way, some people feel the other. But what do you think about it?
Okay, my intake, and I mean, I'm saying from the experience we've been going through. When we started getting into actually buying lowriders, Jimmy was the one that started doing this. You know, from our crew. He started buying cars, obviously already made, and you know, we heard from some people like, he ain't built the car. You know what I mean? He bought whatever. And it's something that I've always thought. I've never really said it, at least to the public. I've said it to Jimmy and stuff like that. You know, and it's something like, you know, we got the money to buy the car, but we don't have the car to, I mean, we don't have the time to build a car.
Yeah.
We didn't have time. You know, we were out touring and stuff like that. Yeah. This year, we had a little bit of more time. Jimmy got into building the car. I got, you know, something in mind that, you know,
you're working on.
I'm gonna work on.
A little top secret right now. We don't really want to discuss it.
So, you know, but as far as in, you know, the whole thing about, and I go back to the same thing I said earlier. Roll what you want to roll on. You know what I mean?
And what you can.
Roll. Yeah, and what you can.
Some people could afford to buy a car built. Some people could afford the time or have the time and the patience.
Yeah. And some people know how to do it themselves, where it's actually cheaper.
Yeah, exactly.
Than for somebody else that doesn't know how to do it or doesn't have time.
How I see it is this, my boy. The game needs people like you that have a passion for it and have the money to build it.
Yeah. No doubt. You know, I mean, the way these cars are actually, I mean, you know, they're worth now and all that stuff, and you know, I mean, the prices, you know how they're going up and all that. I mean, it's a beauty, bro. Because I mean,
it is absolutely.
You know, that means people are actually beginning to appreciate this. You know.
And I think that you guys going out and, you know, cruising and showing off the cars has been very important to the scene, you know.
And you know, this is something, and this is why I think it's really special that we're actually doing it in Compton.
Yeah.
It's something that a lot of people don't understand from us as a record company, as partners, and all this stuff.
Compton is very important to you.
We come from the streets. We are the streets, and we know what the streets want.
Yeah.
You know, for example, Jimmy always puts this on his Instagram, and I'm always bringing up Jimmy. You know, because Jimmy's the face of the company. Everybody, all eyes on him, and all that stuff. You know, me and Rocky are a little bit more low key and all that stuff. You know, so private. But Jimmy's the one that always puts all this stuff up. So Jimmy ended up putting one day, you know, we don't do radio, we don't do TV and stuff like that. We're not mainstream like that.
Yeah, yeah.
We're more street. You know, we always know what the street wants. We always know what they listen to. All that. Why? Because we're always in the street. You know what I mean? Like, you know, there's other record companies, there's owners and all that stuff. I mean, sometimes you don't get to meet the guy. You know, you don't see him. You don't ever see him in the street. And you know, by us being out in the street and all that stuff, is just something we love to do. Aside of that is like, it connects us to the people. You know what I mean? And we love that, bro. And then look, we're in Compton right now. You know.
Hello. All right, dog. Well, let me ask you this. What's the history on this car as far as like the build and, you know, the people that had it before you did?
On the build, I believe it was Peter Gonzalez, the one that started the whole build.
Okay.
On this car from Texas, from Impala's Car Club.
Oh, okay.
Peter Gonzalez, and then from there it came to Family First Car Club. Ahí con I believe his name is Edgar Alvarez.
Okay.
Edgar.
Yeah.
From Family First Car Club, and then it was actually aquí in LA, también con Hector, aquí de High Class.
From High Class.
That's who we actually got the car from.
Yeah.
Ahí pues a ellos you know, uno que otro pues ahí le ponía su little touch and everything, and then when we got it, we ended up, you know, doing some little things here and there to it too. I mean, for example, I added a little more batteries. I changed the pumps. Le corrí todo new lines. Reinforced the, you know, the A arms. Cosita así. I actually extended the arms. You know, that way it rolled with the tilted rim. You know, the engine. I did a few things. For example, one of my neighbors here, he's really good at working on the engines. Saludos a mi compa Robert, aquí también he's from Watts, también he grew up in Watts, y ahorita también es un neighbor de nosotros aquí en Compton. He works on cars, you know, he does a lot of G-Wagons, y deja todo machín. Le hicimos el engine, and then my other neighbor that you guys met too right now, Don Miguel también, he ended up putting a whole new transmission on it. We did the wheels. I ended up putting the blinds. My homie Larry from One Way Hydraulics ended up hooking me up with the blinds. Okay. You know, the system, le cambié todo lo que viene siendo the sound system. I ended up putting Focus highs for the speakers and some gel audios, new amps, todo ese rollo. I rewired it.
So you have this car mainly as a cruiser, huh?
You know what? Este carro, como está, honestly, I would like to do a frame off and redo it, a lot of things myself. I mean, you know, things like that. But for respect to, you know, the person, like for example, the art they did on the roof, on the tail, all that stuff. You know, I'm gonna leave it the way it is, and then also because it's already known. Yeah. It's the S.M.O car, you know what I mean? Yeah, definitely. So I don't want to mess with it anymore. I would love to, so maybe, you know, one day I'll just end up building another 59 myself.
And it's funny though that the color's green and the name of the tour is Smoke Me Out.
That's actually one of the reasons why we ended up choosing that one, because we had a few options, you know, few people we knew that had cars and all that stuff, and we're like, you know what, we're gonna go with this one because it's green. It's green, you know? The S.M.O, and it was the right green too. Because it stood out on stage really nice. Definitely. Yeah, man. So, you know, that's one of the histories on the car as far as we know, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. So, ahí está el carrillo, you know. Now it's part of Humilde
Definitely.
Family, you know. And love for the streets, because I mean.
Yeah, that's right, my boy.
You know, we're family too.
Yeah, that's right, dog. Thank you, dog. Thank you.
I'll stay, man. Hell yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, dog, for letting us ride along with you.
Appreciate it. Happy birthday once again.
Yeah, thank you. And any shout outs, anybody you wanna?
Yes, shoot. We'll shout out all the car clubs, all the solo riders, everybody just making it happen, everybody just out in the street supporting the movement, the lifestyle, you know what I mean, this West Coast lifestyle that we got going on out here. You know, much love to you guys from Love for the Streets. And then also, look out for all the shows we are coming up, man.
That's right.
You know, this 2021 coming in strong. Rancho Humilde, Love for the Streets together. And everybody else that's included with it, man. Right, saludos a todos. Thank you.
All right, dog. Gracias.
A usted. Gracias.
So there you guys have it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching the whole season. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, share the videos, and stay tuned for next season. We're gonna have a lot more surprises for you guys. Thank you guys. Until then, this has been the Ride Along, and this is Love for the Streets.
Ride with us, slide with us, come vibe with us. Stay cruising with real hitters and dime pieces. Ain't nobody else comparing to the things we own. You got love for the streets, why don't you ride along? Ride with us, slide with us, come vibe with us. Stay cruising with real hitters and dime pieces. Ain't nobody else comparing to the things we own. You got love for the streets, why don't you ride along?